I've been doing my own thing. Love has always had a way of having bad timing.
Check it.
But to my great surprise, ever since I looked in your eyes, I have one question for you. Tell me if you want me to.
Do you
Give you all my time. Wanna
make it good for you? Cause you blow my mind. I promise, boy, that I'll be true.
You're the perfect. So tell me if you want to.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you was gonna catch the yeah.
Yeah.
What up?
What's up, you all? Welcome back to Young Black Aunties, the podcast.
The boy.
You're tuning in. We never introduce ourselves anymore.
Cause they know who the fuck we is, nigga.
What about the newcomers, Kaela?
All right, sure.
Introduce yourself.
My name is Kaela.
Kaela
J. Kaela motherfucking J. Gangsta ass bitch.
Pew,
That
pew,
baby.
pew.
No, sir. I'm Kaela. Hi.
I'm Ambrosia. Welcome back and welcome newcomers.
Yes.
If you're just now sitting at the table, what's going on? Good morning. Take a seat with me. Yes, welcome to Young Black Aunties. I was about to say uncles.
Yeah,
really
welcome to
know
Young Black family members.
The boy is.
The podcast. We
How
here.
you doing today, bro?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling good.
You look great. You look good.
Do I? Thank you so much. You do as well. I'm feeling good. Today's my rest day from the gym, so I'm feeling real good about that.
Yo, we really some gym ass bitches
We some
now.
gym ass bitches.
We some gym ass bitches now. Y'all
Yeah.
bitches can't touch me.
Can't touch me.
I'm a gym ass
Drink
bitch.
your water.
Drink your water.
Yeah.
She said, feeding me gripes.
Rubbing my feet, feeding me gripes. But yeah, so I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing real good.
Okay.
I'm just so great.
I'm liking the emphasis on real.
I mean, just so great. We have good ass lives.
We do.
Our
'Cause
lives are
God-
so, he don't slurp. He don't play about us.
He don't play.
We're his favorite.
Favor ain't fair.
No, sir. I'm feeling real great. Yes, I'm currently in the gym. I'm getting a lot of rest. So you're getting a lot of rest right now?
I am.
I've been asleep, y'all. Y'all need to get some sleep. I've been fucking sleep. I love that for me.
I definitely get my full 8 hours a night.
Okay, I do not play. I just really wanted to publicly say that Rob 49's voice really does something to my spirit. And
He said, I believe.
believe me, Rob, I love you and I want to sip you together. Robert. He said,
Can you
bitch, take
stop?
out them titties. I want to see him. Like,
Stop
oh
being
God.
fresh,
Don't
Robert.
talk to me like that. I love you and I want to sip you together.
Bitch, take out them titties. I
I want to see him. It's like doing the underscoop. Fine. Fuck. So fucking aggressive
The
with me.
underscoop is crazy.
He's really like, he just be saying shit. And it's just like,
Rob.
Robert. Shout out to Rob 49. Hey, Bookie.
Shout out to Rob.
Come see us when you come
No,
to.
yeah, he's definitely all up on my workout playlist. He be
He's
getting
all
me
up. I'm
motivating a bitch.
We young and
Yeah.
turned up Betty White.
Yeah.
I'm buy you ice, mama. First of all, he must be from Honduras.
Hope
Me
that
and my
pussy
cousin would
tight,
say,
mama.
hope that pussy tight, mama. It's like, it is, leave me alone. Fuck. I love it. It's like, don't call me mama. Cause that's a, me and my cousin was like, he must be from Honduras or something. Honduranians, especially Honduran men. It's like calling you mama. I used to talk to somebody who was Honduran. And it's just like, mama. It's like, what's up, mama?
People who are
Hi,
whatever they
mama.
are, black people love doing that. It's like, he definitely gotta be from Milford Street because they always say
They be
mama.
calling you
Like,
mama.
that is a cultural, and it's like, he's not, he gotta be Honduranian. Like,
He
I
gotta be
highly doubt
Honduran.
it. I highly doubt that he is Honduranian.
He's from La Selva, Honduras, man. God. Anyway, I love him. I just really needed to express
some
that.
gum.
I want some gum.
Rob, if you watching this,
Like Jim
hi,
Scott.
Wobby.
Hi, Wobby.
Rob
Wobby,
49.
Wobby. Rob 49.
We splitting it.
I don't believe
in whole pieces of gum. Really, I feel like they're quite unnecessary and excessive.
She thinks that whole pieces of gum is quite unnecessary.
It's like excessive. Like, why do you need all that?
Chunkies.
You need a little chunkies. That's an insider. It's not even an insider with me and her. It's an insider with me and somebody else. But I told her about it. She thought it was funny.
Let me tell you something.
Anyway.
If I think somebody's funny, if somebody who knows somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody tells me a fucking story and I think it's funny, I'm using it as material. Like, girl, remember that time your mother got your father cheating?
It's like, you wasn't even there.
You wasn't even there. I think it's funny. I'm telling everybody. Now, my friends in DC, no jokes that happen in Mattapian Square.
Oh, that's the one that... I told
that's
you that in confidence.
Whose mother found down the stairs. I told you that in confidence.
It's like, she's sensitive about
X-Day
that.
on the X-Day. Is that like, do people get mad at stuff like that? Like being used as an example?
Well, I don't really get mad at that. It depends. If you're like talking cash shit about me, that's like totally different. But if you're like using me as like she just went through so-and-so and now she's so-and-so, like as a testimony or some shit, I don't think I'll really be mad.
I feel like somebody...
But you should also know which things it's like she got cheated on and she overcame. It's like, I didn't tell you to tell that I got played.
Fuck.
Yeah, that wasn't... I thought you gotta have discussion for which things are like you can use and you can tell. You just gotta know.
People really lack discretion.
Yeah, they do. Discretion, consideration,
common sense,
brains. Anyways.
Anywho, so let's jump into the Black business of the week. Voila, Black Zola. I would like to shout out. So there is a Black owned. I think it's actually the premiere. Oh yeah. So Emeraldcityplantshop is based in Norwood. Shout out to my girl Q. Quontay Turner is the owner.
Shout out to you, boo.
So it's New England's first Black-owned plant shop, tea bar, community space, and I mean, so I've worked with her before. So I'm an artist. For those of you who don't know, I'm a visual artist. So I did her murals. I painted some murals inside of her plant shop. I've also purchased plants from her, and she has like, I like people who have small businesses and they know how to like have things for like different price points and different, like if you're somebody who like
levels to it,
there's like levels to it, like so you can go there and like get something as small as like a pen or like, I don't know, like a t-shirt. We collaborate on some t-shirts. Y'all go ahead and copy all those. And so it's like people who maybe are not into plants, they can still support and like get something. I don't know. There's like something for everybody there. It's one of those stores. It's so cute. So yeah, she's based out in Norwood. I'm going to link her shit at the bottom of the screen, down below in the comments or whatever. But yeah, support. And I like this thing of like making everything that we do Black. Absolutely. It's like everything just Black owned and just Black as hell. Because why not? But real quick also, I wanted to just read a couple of benefits real quick. You have plants in your house? Well, I have your plants.
Yeah. So yes and no.
Yes. So that's a goal of mine, is to have like better plants, becoming a better plant mom. Some benefits of having plants in your house is they reduce stress. They improve mental health, decrease anxiety, increase productivity, boost air quality. They're very like healing. I think like taking care of a plant too, it's like,
yeah, I think that
I read this. I was watching this interview that she did, and she was pretty much like watering the plants. Like you kind of like, you know, you remember to water your plant. And you know, things that kind of
like
give you like
yourself
some,
in some way.
It's like, and then you're like remembering. It's like, oh, did I have enough water? Am I hydrated?
Right.
You know, am I getting enough sunlight? And just being able to like take those little, I don't know, moments of like things in your, you know what I'm trying to say?
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
I guess like, what's the word I'm thinking of?
I feel like taking care of the plants like keeps you on track with your own like self-care.
When you have like structure, like this is what I'm doing every morning. Routine. I know routine and stuff. I feel like there's something very like, it promotes a lot of like good great things that we need and that we often forget about, and it just like helps you just stay on track, I would say. And so yeah, anything that like helps you in that way, I think is super beneficial and just great. So yeah, shout out to you and your amazing work. And yeah, y'all, so cute, we sent you. Go buy you some motherfucking plants. Go buy your bitch some plants.
Buy us some fucking plants.
Buy me a motherfucking
Do something with
plant.
yourself. Quit bullshitting with yourself.
I'm sleeping.
I'm so tired, y'all.
I'm tired.
It's cool.
But anyway, let's get into the podcast. Let's get into the
get into
motherfucking
it.
short sweat.
The meat and potatoes.
So, I wanted to have a conversation today because there was something, you know, when you get older and like, you know, when you realize that there are like certain like problems or just things about you that you didn't necessarily like know was a problem or know that was going to come with like adulting or just something that you didn't think was going to be. I feel like when we were like younger, we thought the problems that we
didn't think about.
We was going to have was be like, I honestly, if I'm keeping it a buck, I feel like my problems would be like, my kids ain't listening, I don't like my job, and my nigga cheating on me.
Yeah, like the typical
like very
shit
typical and
that
like
people think
as a kid going into adulthood, like what things might,
what could possibly
what kind
go
of
wrong.
problems, what
Yeah.
can arise. And so I was thinking about, because of certain things that's come up like recently in my life, I was thinking about the family dynamic and how important it is, each role, and basically like the effects of like when those roles get blurred,
mixed up.
So
yeah,
I have 3 little brothers. Shout out to y'all. And the first one, the eldest was born when I was like, we're like 13 years apart. So my mom, it was just me and my mom for years, and then she had them joints back to back.
Sorry, we had to go take a little intermission to get something to eat that got delivered.
Now, if I would have passed out on this here show and triggered everybody, I would have been ruined.
Exactly.
Anyway, so
gotta put me first, Lucius. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so yes, I have 3 little brothers, and my mom. I was 13. My mom had 3 kids back to back to back. So now that I'm an adult, my relationship with them is more motherly, and I fucking hate it. And I feel like I didn't realize until now that we're all getting older how like not okay that is. Like certain things I had to like. My mom, she was kind of outside, like social, and she wasn't healed, so like she wasn't really paying attention to the effects that it had on me. And then the person who she had the children with, he ain't shit. So she got married, she had 3 kids, they didn't work out, so now I'm in the house, daddy, and I'm her baby daddy, and it's literally so like, I feel like I'm just not realizing how uncomfortable it's like, even like discipline, right? If I'm in a house with these fucking kids, I'm mimicking, again, she was not in a healed space, so I'm literally like mimicking what discipline looks like. Sit the fuck down. Like, yeah, no, this is crazy. So now my relationship with them is very like, hey, like, and I hate it. I don't like that. Like, do you have like, I don't know, like a family dynamic or a family boundary, I guess, in your family of like?
Yeah, so kind of similar. I am the oldest. I'm the oldest everything, really. Like the oldest grandchild, my grandmother's first grandchild, and I'm my parents, well, my mother is first child. And I have a little sister. We're 7 years apart, and it's like, I feel like it does have to do with like the dynamic of the roles, because also my father was absent. So, and that's, we share the same father, and he was absent. So then just naturally my position kind of like moved up to assist my mom and with whatever she needed assistance with. So it's like that usually ended up being like, get your sister, like, you know, like,
do you think it's like possible?
It did have a strain, like for a little while, like not like we had a badass relationship, but like on some like, well, bitch, you're not my mother, but at the same time, it's like I am kind of like your mother, like in a way, like not, I'm like your dad, I'm like your second mom, like I am, and it's like he's not, so who? I am the other parent, like I'm the person that,
and to them, I feel like it's like, bitch, you're my sister, you're not my mother, but it's like we also internally kind of want a certain level of respect because this is not what a normal sisterhood looks like. I'm actually going. My list of duties is actually crazy.
And you can't want a sister when it's convenient because it's like, but then when you want to call me, you ask for some shit. Now I can play that role. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, yeah, it is the dynamic and the role switching is definitely like, but also too life be lifing, and it's like sometimes you really don't have a choice.
I was gonna say, do you feel like it's possible for? Because I feel like that's something that happens unfortunately a lot in like the black household. Fathers, a lot of fathers, when they're not absent, other people kind of have to like step up
the village
and become a village. Do you feel like if there is a household, a single parent household, right, with 2 kids with a age gap, do you feel like it's possible for there not to be lines that are blurred, if that makes sense? So let's say, like, do you feel like obviously like your mother did not like decide and wake up like, how can I give Kaela more shit to do, but like that had to happen. Do you feel like it's possible for that to like y'all are sisters and that role not be?
But that's actually going to bring, that's a perfect, yes, I do think that it's possible. I feel like it's the parents. It's all on the parents. It takes extra work. The shit that you don't think, the shit that parents don't think about or people don't think about prior to having children, like you have to work that extra 15% to make sure that you keep it like, that's not, you're not her mother.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? From whenever. It's like, no, I got it. You're not her mother. Y'all are equals. Y'all are siblings. Y'all are supposed to be talking shit about me together. Y'all are not. You're not running shit with her. If that's really like consistent and really like it's driven home the whole time,
that not to happen.
I feel like it's possible to be like, ooh, what mommy say? Oh shit, like I don't have to discipline you. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel like a lot of times in black households, that's all we can really speak on is black households.
I feel like maybe for a long time I thought maybe that it would like. That was going to happen. It felt like
I feel like it's a thin line between being an older sibling and being like a parent. So it's like, yeah, you are supposed to be an older sibling. That's different. It's not the same thing as like what our parents. Being an older sibling is not being a parent. That's 2 totally different things. So it's like what you're talking about. You are supposed to like, hey, you know, mom don't want us doing da da da. Yeah, you're supposed to have some level of responsibility. Absolutely. Yeah, but like not the same thing as like. These are my kids too. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It is really like so crazy. Like looking back and like just, I don't know, little shit. It's to the point where now it's like my mom's getting older. Her discipline style is very just like wonky in my opinion. Like she's like tired. Like, you know what I'm saying? She don't have that whippersnapper. She ain't got that shit on her. Like that energy of like how we are with our kids and how she once did. And so it's like funny and it's kind of a joke, but it's like, I don't know. I really don't care for it. It's like, she'll call me to like discipline my brothers. Yeah. Like I'm the one. It's like, call your sister because I'm going to call your sister and tell us like,
it's like, I don't want to do that.
I want to beat these kids.
I wanted to take him out. I didn't feel like
we was going out bowling, bitch. Exactly. I didn't know nothing about them D's and F's. I don't want to talk. I don't care. And it's like, now that I have like my boundaries with my own personal journey in my life are like strengthening. I really be feeling bad, but it's just like, I really be on some shit. She'll call me like, I'm sick of these motherfucking kids. They doing this. And I be on the phone like, blink, blink. I can help you, babe. I'm so sorry that you're going through that. Here's a number to a therapist. I know.
But for real though, because it's like that's not your responsibility. It's not.
It really like drives me crazy. It literally gives me anxiety. Like I can't. I feel like I only have one child,
and also too, as older siblings,
I feel like I'm like a mother of 4.
You kind of are low key, and it's like as older siblings too. We want to be able to use our gems at our own leisure and our own discretion. So it's like, let me see a motherfucker doing something wrong. And I called him on my own. Like, listen, I've been seeing you, da da da. Not like, mommy sent me to talk to you. It's not this, like, it's like, okay, yeah, you're with her.
You want to talk about what happened in school last Friday. Like, wait a minute.
It changes the whole.
It's so awkward. It's so annoying. I don't like it. And it's just so dangerous. Like,
it can be.
It can be very dangerous. And it's like, I feel like now with my little brothers, I don't they do come to me and they know if they can, but they come to me on a level of like how they would come to her. So like the outlet that they were supposed to have in me, they automatically associate
put you in a category
they
as
put that me in that
mom.
category, and that's just so not okay. And
yeah,
I
it's
feel
not
like
fair.
I wish that parents understood. I feel like some parents, again, unhealed people who feel like, okay, well, you're 13. You kind of should be helping me. I need your help. And they don't understand. Like, they're, like, kind of worried about their own comfort. And, like, I don't know. They're not really taking the time to really, like, understand.
When it comes to, now, just to be clear, when it comes specifically to raising your younger siblings, yes. However, I do agree with the part of
you should
when you
be
get to a certain age, you're going to help.
sure.
You are going to help because this is life. And it's like, if I let you just sit around and not do anything, I'm doing you a disservice.
It's such a thin line.
I'm doing you a disservice.
It is a really thin line.
You can still have, I feel like it's a thin line, but at the same time, it's like, that's the whole thing I be saying. It's like, well, y'all might not have heard me say it, but it's like, people really need to think about as much as you can think about before thinking about having children or more children or whatever, or excessive amount of children. There's a lot of small details that need to be considered. Like, yes, because I personally feel that you can give a child a good childhood, a good soft life where they're spoiled or whatever, relative, however you call spoiled to be or whatever, and they still have responsibilities that they abide by and they still take care of them, and they're not being like ran into the ground. And like, yeah, I feel like you do have responsibility. It's like, granted, a lot of times parents are like tired from work and they have this and they're going on to like, they make their responsibility based on their, like, what's hard for them. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, it shouldn't be based on that. But at the same time, I am a sole believer in, yeah, how old are you? You need to do this, and this because it's for your own good. Yeah. It's not because I need you to clean my fucking house. I can clean my own damn house. It's the principle. You're not gonna, what are you doing with yourself? Not to be confused with, take care of these kids, put them in the bath, take them out, make sure their homework is done. Do it. That's all shit that a parent is supposed to be doing.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like, I think that maybe when I was younger, I was thinking like that was what I was supposed to do as like my like role being now and being a big sister. And like, I was cooking dinner, getting dinner started. Like the rice, the vegetables, she would come home and cook the meat. I had to iron clothes. I was babysitting them on the weekends. I was like, honestly, getting made fun of because I was always with kids. And bro's just gonna be with them kids, y'all. Like, I didn't have much of a social life for a while, and it was like hard. Like, I literally felt like I was raising kids, and it's like, parenting is like no joke. No joke. And the things that I was experiencing, it's just like I was too young to like experience them, and like just like taking care of children. It's like, yeah, that's something that you prepare to do when you're ready to have kids. Exactly. Like that, I don't know. It was just so interesting. I was just telling you when we were talking about this the other day, like I remember them being young and they're probably like 1 and 2 or the first two at first went before the youngest was born. It's like, I remember being like 15 and feeling that sigh of relief when they would like go down for a nap. Yeah, that is something that I should not have experienced. Yeah, you shouldn't have been able to know what that even feels like. Oh shit, they're both sleeping. Ah, God, like I remember feeling like that. Yeah, and it's just like I'm just. And you had that age difference that was so like. Yes, I'm a teenager. Yeah, so it was really like they were like your kids because it wasn't like me and my sister we're 7 years apart, but we weren't. It was still kind of like we were like still both chill kids. The same age group. Yeah, I felt like I'm literally like a full grown adult, and it's just like baby on the hip. Put that down. Like it just felt very like awkward. Like I felt like I was becoming like very grown, and the energy was just very grown, and it was kind of like forced on me. And it's just like now that I'm an adult, it's just like I'm seeing how certain things like that dynamic is like affecting me now. Not only my relationship with them, but just like I missed out on like I don't know. I feel like my youthfulness and like that was a contributing factor of what you would have been expecting like, to be doing at that age versus what you were actually doing. Like, it really was some crazy shit. Yeah, that is having to discipline them I don't want to have to do that. Now I'm getting like this rage and this anger, and it's like, yeah, the parenting styles that I'm seeing and this aggression that I'm seeing, it's like I'm literally like copying it because I think that's what it, you know.
Because what else am I supposed to do?
Right? Like I don't have that structure, and now me and my brother, he's about to be 18. We had a conversation, like a real deep conversation for the first time recently, and he was just like, I just felt like you were just miserable. Like I felt like he felt like I was miserable. I didn't want to be there. He didn't really know.
I didn't want to be there.
I didn't. I hated it. It's not your fault. Right, it wasn't your fault. And he was just on some shit like, I don't think he took it. I don't think he specifically took it personal, but there was just this disconnect of like this unknown, like, what the fuck wrong with her? Like, what's up? Like, kind of situation. So they kind of like, I just felt like. Then I'm like turning 18 and getting in my 20s. Me and my mom are like clashing. Now I have my own baby, and because of like how everything started, everything just got real sticky, and it's just like I just didn't realize how much of a contributing factor that is until like now. It's just like so interesting.
Yeah, and that's the stuff that nobody ever really thinks about. Like when obviously while you're fucking boning, you're not thinking about none of that shit. You just fucking. But it's like
you just
if we're really being honest, like you're not like well, I would like to think that at this point in my life I am, and I would be, but like plenty of people, most people, a very high percentage of people are not like, wait, how is this gonna affect so and so, and what about da-da-da? Like everyone doesn't really think like that. It's just like, he gonna be so cute, we gonna call him man. Like I don't think you thought about man.
You gotta think about Pookie's life,
every single part, like, and it's like life really, like, I'm not gonna say life, but it's like the world kind of sucks. Like it does. So it's like to kind of like bring in a child into this bullshit. Like if you really think about it, like again, babies are blessings, children are blessings. Not saying it like that. Like, you know, there's people who hope to be able to have a child, and I hope that for you, but I'm just saying,
but it's like this is somebody's life.
Yeah, like you do know that you have to, like, you are responsible for making sure to the best of your abilities that they turn out to be like a civilized motherfucker in society. Like they hopefully be a good wife, a good husband, a good CEO, a good teacher, a good lawyer, a good doctor, like a good person, a normal person with integrity. Like you're responsible for that. It's not just like, he got cute shoes and like he got his uncle's hair because it's a little curly. Because my mother's brothers
has Cherokee
the father is actually no. You're thinking about all the wrong shit. You're not thinking about like their communication skills, how they're gonna like. There's a lot of things.
Teach.
And it's like me. Like, I was a young mom. I had my baby when I was 18. I'm 32 now, and it's like whenever I think for where I am in my life right now, what I think. I don't think that I'm having any more children in my life. I don't like to say, like, I'm definitely not, because it's like God has the final say. So I don't know who I'll meet, what will happen in my life, whatever the future brings. But I also don't see myself having a baby at 40. So it's just like, yeah, whatever. I just see myself with one child. But in the event that I did have another child, best believe I thought about it. I thought it through. I thought about everything. I thought about as much as I can, like, okay, well, how am I really up for this? It's not even only like after you get past the infant stage, everything's all good. No, there's a stage for every fucking part.
There's a stage for every age.
It's like, yeah.
I feel like I didn't know this.
Yeah, they sleep through the night now, but it's like they're having accidents because they're potty trained, so they piss in the bed. There's always something. And now they're going to school. And now they're going this. And now it's a fucking person, bro.
Literally a human being. Like, that
you're responsible for forever. Even when you're having a bad day, you feeling like shit, the baby's still relying on you. Once you get out the woods, like me, it's like my child's about to be 14 this year. He fends for himself. He texts me like, "Mommy, can I get some so and so and so? Let me send you my list for my groceries." Yeah, sure, son. That's fine.
Sure, son.
Yeah, that's not. It's a lot of things people don't really think about.
Okay, so how do you feel about? I feel like the same goes on not the opposite end, but on another end of the blurred line between parents and grandparents. Child, I am up. That dynamic is also one that is very, very, very like personal to me. Of, again, not that this is the situation for all in these regards, like in all situations like that. This is like the detail of all situations, but like my mom was young. And so because she had me, my mom was 18 when she had me. So it's like she still want to be outside, still want to do her little 1-2, figuring herself out. And it's like I'm always with my grandmother. So that strained their relationship too, because, you know, like those are my kids' kids. So it's just like the way that the grandmother or the grandparents are just like, yeah, those are my kids too.
Yeah.
And now that the discipline line is being crossed of what's appropriate in my house, but grandma's house, she can still do that. And it's like that trickled down to then my relationship with my daughter and her relationship with my mom. And it's like, it's literally like history repeating itself.
Yeah,
it's so
for
fucking
sure it
interesting.
is. Yeah.
We're a lot better now, but I kind of was in the same situation of just like not being healed, not really just like wanting to like, you know, like get that little bit of relief. It was hard for me to like, how old was I when I had Avery? 25, 24?
Were you that old?
No, 22. I'm 31. She's about to be 9. Okay, so yeah, like 22, 23 when I had Avery. I'm still young. And so every little sense, try to like, it was a lot. Her dad is in the picture, but like we're not together. He lives separately. So naturally, I'm going to be the primary caretaker based on our circumstances. And so if my mom is able to give me a break, it's like, yeah, I'm going to take it. Right. So now I feel like that was like something that I had to go through too. It's just like, that fucking dynamic of like parents and grandparents is also one.
Because while you're getting your little break, they're getting accustomed. Not that you don't want them to get closer and closer, but it's
they're getting accustomed to the
way
rules
that things are ran over there
in that house and how she does things. So it's like, and a lot of people also don't like respect that or understand that. So it's like, let's say, like for instance, like Avery is like me. I hate the dentist. Avery hates the dentist. She's better now, but like she gets a lot of anxiety. So it's like, I'm very on top of her when it comes to like sweets and candies and stuff. So now when I drop her off to my mother's house, it's like, she could have it. Like I said, no. And now I'm going off. Now I'm the crazy bitch.
And now
screaming
you're the
at
bad
everybody.
guy.
Now I'm the bad guy.
Yeah.
Like I feel like communication and respect are two things that can really help. Cause it's like
with those roles
and like make sure it's like naturally things are gonna get a little bit blurred
for sure.
We're human beings, but like, nah,
we got to be on the same accord.
Not supposed to be how it is.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, so crazy.
Yeah,
I was thinking about, this is kind of random and off topic, not off topic, but like, how do you feel like you handle personal conflict? Let's say like you're like depressed or going through something, because it's just you and your son in the house. How do you handle conflict? Not conflict, but like, let's say you're going through like a tough time emotionally. How do you handle that at the same time as like showing up as a parent, like balancing the two?
So for me, I feel like it's a kind of a tiny bit different, just because I do feel like certain times, well, the age definitely like makes a difference. Like Avery's about to be 9, Makai's 13. It's a little bit different. He already barely wants to hang out with me anyway. Like he's in his own world, whatever. But like there have been times where I'm like battling with things emotionally, or he hears me crying like in my room or something, and it's like, the way that I handle things like that is really just like keeping it to myself. Even though it's like, I'll close my door, or I'll be like, I'll communicate with him like, hey, I'm just feeling like blah, blah, blah. Like I want a little time to myself. So I'm going to be in my room, blah, blah. And he'll be like, okay, but he's a very involved child. So he'll be like, you okay, mommy? I heard you crying. Are you okay? I heard you sniffling. Like, and it's like, I'm the type of parent that doesn't want him worrying about whatever the hell I'm worried about. So I'm just like, no, I'm fine. It's cool. Like whatever. And I feel like that is me showing up. Yeah. I can't sit here and watch a movie with you and I'm crying and I'm fucked up. I feel like a lot of times parents beat themselves up, you included. You've done that. Like where it's like, she's in her room all alone watching TV. So the fuck what? She's in her room watching TV with the toys that she bought her for Christmas in her nice room. It's your head playing tricks on you. Of course, you don't leave your kids stranded for weeks at a time, but it's like sometimes you need time to yourself. Yeah. Sometimes you need to focus on you and only you, and you know that your kid is safe. They're in the house with you. They're in the other room. That's good enough. That's being a good parent. I don't need to be like, hey, being fake, showing up with you and trying to watch TV knowing damn well my energy's fucked up. My energy's off. I don't even want to be around my kid when my energy's not right.
Yeah.
Like, I got to go in the room and roll a couple blunts.
And that's an interesting thing. And that's an important thing too, because, and that just shows how important, like, doing the work and healing yourself from whatever needs to be healed so that you're not in that space for 2 months.
Exactly.
I've noticed, so me and my therapist were pretty much talking, and she was asking me how Avery's doing. I used to have a lot of like problems with Avery. I used to live really like close to my mom, and Avery, she's smart. Like, she knows, like, you know, like, she has access to my mother all the time. And I used to deal with her crying and going off to go to my mother's house. When I tell you going off, crying, I want to go to grandma's house, calling her like, okay, like sad as fuck that she could not get over there. And I would get frustrated. Get the fuck in your room and go and relax. Like, I'm not even going to front. Like, literally so frustrated. Like, why are you crying?
As if I'm beating you up over here.
As if I'm beating you up over here.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? And so when she asked me that, when my therapist asked me how she was doing, I was like, yeah. Like, I'm just like talking, not really knowing, like, I'm just whatever,
like,
just reflecting. And I was like, she was like, you know, you guys look a lot better with, like, you know, her behavior and stuff. I'm like, yeah, we're doing great. And I thought about it, and I said to her, I'm like, I love it because I'm in such a good space right now. I'm noticing that Avery is now, if I ask her if she wants to go to her grandmother's house for the weekend, she's like, oh no, I'll stay home. She wants to be up under me 24/7. And so my therapist was like, well, what do you feel like the difference is? And I'm just like, I probably was not easy to be around with going through depression. And like having extreme anxiety and being so sad and miserable all the fucking time for years. She probably didn't want to be around me.
Wow. And she can't really,
in my
like,
mind, I'm thinking,
that.
I know that I'm not like abusing her. I know that she's eating 3 meals a day. I know that she's going to school.
But the energy.
And she's up to date on her shots.
Right.
I don't understand like what the difference is. And it's like, it's not about that. Kids are literally sponges. Like they observe everything. They literally soak up every single thing. Like, you're the biggest influence. Of course, as they get older, they're gonna, you know, be influenced. They're gonna be in members of society.
Of course,
like, you know, like have jobs and friends. And
but how you affect all those years going up to that before they leave?
It's so crazy.
Crucial as fuck for you not to like. And it goes by so fast. It's like, and again, like my mom always says, it's like you do your best as a parent. And there's a possibility that your kids will still be like, I just feel like you didn't do enough. Like that. Yeah. That's a thing. Like, seriously, it's scary. It's like, damn, you don't know what things your kid, like my kid, he remembers everything. And that kind of scares me. Because I'm like, what shit do you remember?
Yeah.
Like, what shit did I think that you wasn't paying attention to, but you were really just having a trauma response and you just focus on your iPad, or you just like shut off your brain to like clog it out. Like, what are you gonna say to me when you're 19? Like, I remember when you was fighting with someone. Like, are you gonna bring it up? Do you remember? Because he remembers everything.
Damn,
everything. Like, he'd be like, remember when we used to live at the old house, the brown house? I'm like, you were 3. How the fuck do you remember that? Like, yeah, shit like that. That's like those years crazy. Where you think it's like they're not paying attention. It's like, yeah, it's like, you know, you were depressed for all that time. It's like when I was 5, I remember, like, shit like that. Like, kids really do remember that type of shit. So it's like, that is also the shit that, it's like, for example, not trying to, but just like as a lighter example, like, that is why your mother doesn't want you to have a baby with that nigga that ain't shit and don't got nothing going on for himself, and y'all already arguing before you even got pregnant. What's the one having his baby? It's already showing it. The proof is in the pudding. I'm sorry. I'm just saying that's the reason why. It's like, those are the little things. It's like, but I love him. What about, like, you don't understand what's about to happen. Like, what, like those little, those small things that, like, in the big picture, all you see is like the pictures of the first birthday party and like mom and dad were there with the little t-shirt on that has a 1 on the front. You don't see that random Thursday night when the baby had an ear infection and he's on the game and they're arguing now because he's immature as fuck and he doesn't know how to help. It could be anything. Like, and it's like, no one's, and it's like all these little small things, these small little deposits into the child's life, childhood. They might be fine. They might not even cry. It might be cool, but it still is molding them each experience. And it's like,
I think a huge thing with that statement it's not that you're supposed to be perfect.
Not at all. We can't be.
We can't control everything that happens to us. We can't
Exactly.
predict. But I feel like being open to getting better and to understanding when shit, like Avery, one thing that I love about my parenting style with Avery is it does get difficult. And I don't have it all figured out, and it is a little bit shaky. But for the most part, she's able to be so expressive with me, and she can come to me and tell me anything. Like, I don't like when you do that. She is open. I feel like if I was to say that to my mom back in the day, I would have got cussed the fuck out. Like, I don't like when you do that.
Yeah.
Like, that statement alone, there's like Avery, for example, she doesn't like when I call her a brat. It makes her cry. It makes her literally like hyperventilate. She hates it. It triggers her. I'm not going to call her that. So I feel like being open to knowing that you don't know every motherfucking thing. Like, you don't know what affects your kid or what hurts their feelings or what you did. It's like, that didn't hurt you. Like, no, you don't know every fucking thing. Like, they're their own people,
and they're people. They're literally their own
You need
person.
to respect them. Like, I feel like respect is not something, I feel like, especially in the Black household, yet again, respect, we're not really taught to give children respect. Obviously, like, I'm not going to, like, abuse you. That's not obvious in some cases, but I'm not going to, but respecting you as if I would respect somebody my age isn't really taught. So it's like,
but I feel like the word respect, I feel like it also gets kind of like misconstrued and like misunderstood, and when it comes to like speaking specifically about children, because respect, absolutely. I feel like everyone deserves respect. Like, you shouldn't be raising kids and like calling them names or making them feel like they can't be heard or anything like that. So yes,
or their feelings
but
don't matter.
like their feelings are not valid. It don't matter how they feel about nothing. Like, no, yes, that I agree. But I feel like people be thinking respect is different stuff. Like, if you say if your kid's like, where we going, and you're like, just sit back, relax, and you'll see when we get there. I don't think that's being disrespectful. And some people will think that. It's like, well, they have the right to know. No.
That's that gentle parenting.
They don't.
Shit.
That's
or what
the thing.
People think is gentle parenting.
Because gentle parenting, I think people think that gentle parenting means you let your kids do whatever the fuck they want. And I don't believe that. Because if you really want to be honest, I feel like my energy gives a disciplinarian. But if you really look at the facts and the proof on paper, I'm a gentle parent. I don't really have to do much to like get my point across. I feel like I started early though, so that I couldn't be a gentle parent right now. I feel like I started early with the discipline, and it doesn't always have to be like hitting your kid. My kid probably got hit maybe like twice in his whole life. Like, so it's not really like about that, but like it's kind of like setting the bar so they know who is boss and who to respect, what level of respect. Yeah, your kid, I respect my child. Like, there's plenty of times, almost every time I yell at him, he gets pissed. Of course he does. He gets mad. He gets upset. He's just like, he's doing what I said, but he doesn't talk back or anything, but he's pissed. And I still give a shit. So like, I'm like, what's the problem? Did you not understand what I said? Do you feel like I shouldn't have yelled at you? So didn't I tell you that if you did so-and-so, this was going to happen? Yes. So aren't I doing what I said I was going to do? Yes. Did you do what I told you not to do? Yes. So don't you feel like there's consequences for it? Yeah, okay. You're allowed to be upset though, so that's fine. Don't be disrespectful, but that's cool. I just wanted to make sure we understood. That's respect to me. Being like, okay, you don't have, people feel like they have to explain shit to their kids so much, and that's the fucking problem. Like, it could be a safety hazard. It could literally be, I need you to go in the room, lock the door, don't come out. I will come get you. Just go in there now. You need a kid that's gonna be, they're gonna be scared. It's like, okay, mommy, and go and listen. Not, well, what's going on? Why? Why do I have to go? Well, how come? Can you imagine?
I know somebody.
Show people who let their kids have too much to say so. That's what happens.
I'm gonna be real loose with it. Somebody who I'm a friend of mine.
I don't even know who you're talking about.
I know you don't. Her daughter is one of them ones that would have been like, but why do we have to go under the bed?
Yeah.
But
you're going to be the reason we get killed by the kidnapper because you won't shut the fuck up. What? It's hot under here. Yeah, that's what it's giving. I don't want to go. I don't like, I feel like it's not about, it's not only about, there's so many parts, and let me really cook right now. It's not even about like, because you're going to be embarrassing me. That's like the old school black. That's not the only reason. Fuck embarrassing. Because guess what? I don't give a fuck about one of these parents in this grocery store.
Okay.
Fuck y'all. It's not even the reason why. I care about you. This is the real world. they're going to chew you the fuck up and spit you out with that attitude. That's not going to work. If you can't follow authority in the house, there's always going to be someone to answer to. It doesn't matter. It's like, well, I don't want to. You're fired. It doesn't matter. You're non-compliant. I'm not. Now, it's different where it's like somebody's telling you to do something wrong. My mother always made sure that she like differentiated what's what. But also, if I tell you shut the fuck up, it could be life and death. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. I'm your parent for a reason. I don't feel like the gentle parenting, again, there's like so many little subcategories under it or whatever, but like in different ways and methods of way how people want to do it, execute it. But like letting your kids have a say so all the time is not always, and again, okay, I'll make it a little lighter. Kids picking out their own clothes. I genuinely feel as though that is a good component to add into a certain age group.
Themselves
yes,
or
let them have self-expression, all that. And I was a kid that cried. I'm just like my goddaughter. Her daughter, we were a lot alike when I was a child. I was a child that cried. I didn't want to wear those pants. But guess what? My mom said, this is what the fuck you're wearing. And some days she let me wear what I wanted to wear. And other days you're not. Because guess what? Every day's not filled with bubblegum and rainbows. There's times when my son's like, Mommy, can I have another cookie? And I'm like, no. Yeah. We have mad cookies. I could say yes. He ain't got no cavities. Ain't nothing wrong. I'm just saying no because I'm preparing you. That's not how this works. Yeah, sure, yeah. You're not going to have anything to look forward to if I just tell you yes for every little fucking thing. It's not about that. It's not about, well, how come? Why you can't have it? He's never going to be happy. He's always going to be looking for something to, no, you're good. You're fine. Yeah. You're happy. You don't need anything extra. All right, cool. That's why now when I tell my son no, he doesn't even budge. He's not like, because you said I can't have. When you start saying yes to your kids for every fucking thing from the time that they're 1 to, yeah, what do you think is going to happen when they're 17? It's like, well, I want a Benz. Well, I figure we can get a Honda Accord maybe because you just started driving. I just don't think it's fair that mom won't let me get. Those are those kids. It's not about, even when I'm rich, because I'm going to be rich in about 57 minutes. I have nothing to do with that. I'm rich. He's not. They ain't got shit to do with it. You're going to earn it. You're going to earn it. I hope that you want to be something in life, and if you deserve that, then it's like, yeah, I got you. I'm gonna spoil you. Now, don't get confused with don't spoil your kids. You can spoil your kids. It's not about that. It's about teaching them the values, how certain shit's gonna work for the future when you're not around anymore.
I know. Now that I'm just talking, it's just like I didn't even get to. I ain't gonna do it, but I be trying to tell certain people. Mm-hmm. That are around me and I'm around them with their kids and how they handle the kids. It's like the spoiled brat, the know-it-all ass kid, not taking your word. When I tell you it gets under my skin just watching it, there has to be some type of structure. Yeah. You can be a gentle parent and still have structure. Like your kid being able to just do whatever the fuck he want to do.
Oh, and also
and crip walk all over you.
The expressing yourself part too.
How do you feel about kids expressing themselves?
That's the thing. Expressing yourself, there still has to be structure and boundaries. I was able to express myself to my mother like, I don't like da-da-da-da-da-da, like tell her things, yes. But there's a difference between talking back and respecting and expressing yourself. If I say something, you can read the room. A lot of times when they start getting 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, I'm going to do that with Avery right now.
Yeah, it's like, well, last time you said da-da-da. That's actually, I'm going to slap the shit out of you. I'm sorry. No, I'm not. We don't do those types of things. That you're being punished. And honestly, if I'm really keeping it real, I'm not even bullshitting. Really, you really don't gotta hate your kids if you really do shit right from the beginning.
If you do shit right from the beginning, and you have consistency,
no TV. I'm taking your cell phone, your iPad. Thank you very much. That's why we can take those things back.
Yeah, I'm the parent.
Talking
I'm
back
smarter
is crazy.
Than you. I'm gonna be 10 steps ahead. I don't beat Avery. Yeah. I literally do not beat Avery.
Why am I gonna do that? For what? I don't have to do that. I'm gonna hit you where it hurts.
Here go me.
And I hit you. Avery, it's over in 5 minutes. 2 seconds.
I'm really disappointed in you.
Yeah,
I'm looking at her.
And she's crying like, I'm in disappointment. Yeah. You really don't have to beat your kids. But it's like, granted, I do feel I'm still old school. Spirit of rod, spoil the child. I do still believe that. Like, yes, you do. Some kids do need to get their ass whooped. I genuinely believe that. I don't care. I look right in the camera. Yes. I do feel as though
I look right
some
in the camera.
Kids do need to be
beat the motherfucking
and it's like
kids.
Spanked, not to be confused with like abusing children. Like, yeah. However, you really don't have to. I feel like with most kids, if you do certain things in a certain type of way, you don't have to do that. But the talking back thing is crazy. Like, I feel like I know people who like allow their kids to say things that are like, if I tell you, in a sense, I do, and this might be my old school isms, I don't know. In a sense, I do believe in like, do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
Sure. I already did it and I made the mistake and I know it's a bad idea. So don't do what I did. Well, you did it. I don't give a fuck. What are you saying that to me for? I said do this. I'm your parent. I said do this. I've literally witnessed. It's like, well, last time you said blah, blah, blah. And I'm like looking around for the camera like, wait, but you, and all kids, even and I'm not making it seem like my child's perfect at all, because it's like he still has talk back.
He's perfect.
Done his little 1, 2, whatever. He ain't perfect. But yeah, there's absolutely no way that it's not gonna be a ping pong. Like, I'm like, excuse me? And he's like, I said, no, that's not gonna happen. It's gonna be like, oh, sorry, mommy. No, I was just, no, because I thought you said,
do you feel like your kids should fear you?
In a sense, yeah, you're supposed to say the same way you're supposed to fear God. You're not really fearing him in a sense of like, I'm afraid of God, but it's like fear, that word, it's not supposed to be like you're flinching and you're scared of your parent, but yeah, you should fear like, fuck, if my mom finds out about this, she's gonna fucking kill me. Yeah, you should have that feeling. It shouldn't be like, what she gonna do? That's not, I don't feel like that, no. It's not fear, no, you shouldn't be afraid. No, you shouldn't be scared of your parent. Like, you're afraid of them, you can't say nothing. I want my kid, I make sure that I tell my child, even if you think I'm going to get mad, you can tell me. What's the worst that's going to happen? Yeah. You can tell me. I'm always going to be here for you. You can tell me anything. Even if you think I'm going to be like, I don't know. Something about that word
fear, I feel like
that's why I use a God example, because it's like, that's the same thing. It's like, fear God. You're not supposed to necessarily, it's not like a matter of like, I'm afraid of God. No, but you should be afraid of what the fuck can come if you do what you're not supposed to be doing.
So, fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain or a threat. So maybe the word fear is not. I don't.
Yeah, maybe the word fear isn't it? Maybe it's like cognizance,
I'm just
awareness,
trying to like break it down.
But at the same time, the threat part. You just said, I'm very disappointed in you. That could still be threatening. That still is threatening. Okay. You're thinking of fear as like the usual way that we use it. Like, I'm afraid to get hit by a car. I'm afraid to get my ass beat. I'm afraid to get abused, whatever. No, I fear that my mother's going to look me in my eye and be disappointed as fucking me. That is still fear. Yeah. That still is a threat. That still is like to feel the feeling of like, yeah, it's like, imagine this. You went off to college. Your parents are so happy. They're proud of you, everything. And it's like, you've been on academic probation for 3 months and they don't fucking know. And now you fucking got kicked out of school and they don't fucking know. And now you're scared shitless.
Yeah.
You're scared as fuck. Yeah. They're not going to beat your ass. They're going to be highly disappointed in you. You can't take, it's like the thought of going like, yeah, mom, dad, I got to tell you something. I'm no longer in school. What? You did what? Yeah, that's fear. You shouldn't be like, yeah, I'm not in school anymore, so yeah, I don't know. You shouldn't feel the feeling of you just don't give a fuck. That's crazy. Yeah. You should feel fear. Yeah. Yes. Obviously, you should have the common sense to know what fear means in that regard. Not like you're scared of your parents, but it's like you should have fear, yes. The same way a 2-year-old should have fear. It's like, mommy said don't touch the stove. Yeah, you should have fear. Yeah. People are always going to be friends with their kids. It'll come. Me and my mom are best friends. Me and my mom are best friends. We weren't always best friends, but she did what she was supposed to do, and that's why we're best friends now. Yeah, it's not. I did fear her.
I do feel like people get shit confused with that whole like, your mother's not supposed to be your sister.
When you're 6 years old and she's 30, like I don't think it's like
y'all not sisters.
No, because we be doing this all the time. Y'all not on the
same level. I feel like that was kind of me and my mom's situation because she was so young, and just because of the dynamic of our relationship, my relationship with my grandmother. Just being around her 24/7 and kind of like that boundary, being blurred. And also where my mom was emotionally and mentally and spiritually in her life, it's like we do have more of like a sisterly relationship. Yeah. And it's starting, I feel like it affected me most of my life. And now as an adult, it's just like, I do wish that she would have had, I don't know,
a little bit more of like a matriarch.
We would have had like more exactly like of a motherly like matriarch like energy, as opposed to, I felt like it's a huge deal. Like, it's better now just because certain things I just don't let, or I try not to let like affect me, or just make the necessary changes that I need to make. But up until now, up until now, it's been very, very difficult navigating that relationship with her and feeling like we're sisters and we're kind of
equal.
It's like now that I'm 30, the issue that I'm running into currently is being like 30 and needing that energy of like that matriarch energy. And it's like, if I'm keeping
it's like
it
you're
a
my
buck,
sister,
I
so
don't
it's like I
really
can't
feel
really-
that way.
yeah.
It's like we're kind of on the, it feels like we're on equal
Ground,
equal ground, equal playing field. And it's just like, my grandmother has passed away now. That would be the person that I would go to for that. And it's just like, I don't really feel that way about my mother. Like, I love her to death. That's my mother. But it does feel very sisterly. And it's like, it's really not okay. And people really need to take like account and really like tap in and understand how unhealthy that could be. Like having that
seriously
mix and confusion
like
of roles.
Like exactly the roles. It's like, and again, I can speak to that to an extent because, you know, I grew up in a hair salon. My mom was a hairstylist, and like I was the only child for 7 years, and me and my mom were also very close. And like I was like her little minion, trying to be her little twin, like whatever, and like kind of like up in the mix, listening to what's going on, different little shit, whatever. But it's like, it was always like, I was always checked at the door, like, you still in here? Go lay down. Like, oh shit. Like, yeah, I've witnessed people actually allow the child to be in the conversation. Like, not even like it's like notices it and like doesn't care. Like, it's like, cause what she say, Fifi? Exactly right. Like, wait, what? Ooh, I've seen that. Like, to the point, like, you want to go hang out with somebody and it's like, trying to take out my shit to roll my blunt. And it's like, what's Fifi doing here? I'm confused. I don't get it.
This is not for children.
And it's like, yeah, it's bad. It's really, it's bad for the future. Some people do turn out all right. Like, still, it's like, but I know people whose parents treated them differently than I was treated when I was a kid, and they turned out to be fine. Like, whatever, they were in the same age group. But it's like, still, like, for me personally, that's the reason why I don't want that. That's part of the reason why I don't want to have any more kids, because all the work that I know that I have to put in. Yeah. Honestly. Like, and again, I agree. I don't know what my brain will be equipped for years from now. Maybe I'll feel differently. I don't know, whatever. But it's like, because I know I'm not going to half-ass, I can't do it. Because it's too much. It's too many things to think about. It's like, what about this? What about that? Blah, blah, blah. Communication, blah, blah, blah. And then also you have to raise your kids for what the world is now, not how we were. It's like a mixture of like, yeah, my own morals that came from 1991, but it's like, also, yeah, they live now. They live here now. So it's like, has to be like fitting society's it's a lot. Yeah. Like, it really, really is a lot.
I want to, so we can wrap up soon. But I want to wrap up on like a positive note and ask you, what is something like a great mother, a great quality that you have being a mother, like something that makes you like a really, really great mother based on your experience of like maybe what you've seen or experience that you kind of made a choice of like, I'm going to do this with my kid. This is the best thing for him. And this is what I'm going to give him. Like, what is something that you give him that you could like kind of give yourself a little pat on the back for?
I feel like that's interesting, because I feel like as a parent, we never really give ourselves any type of like props or credit for anything. And I'm just like going through the motions and hoping that I'm doing my best. Like, I am doing my best, but hoping it's enough. I would have to say, I feel like I already touched on this, but like just making sure there's like an open line of communication for anything. Like, I can tell that he's happy based on the way that like that like as a result of like the way that we are. Like, I feel like me being like a vocal person and being like brave, like I feel like my son can feel the safeness that comes with me, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like he thinks I'm like a dog ass bitch, which I am, but it's like I feel like he knows that, like, mommy got it, I'm good. Like, he feels comfortable, whether it's he can tell me something, you want to ask me something, he's curious about something, he needs something, whatever. I make sure that he still knows, don't fucking play with me. Like, you can't play with my top, but at the same time, you could always, like, I'm here for you. This is my purpose, is literally you. I feel like he understands that. So I feel like that kind of like sums up a bunch of shits under that umbrella, but I feel like that's what I would say. What about you?
I think that, pretty much I touched on this too. I think that I'm really good with making my child feel seen and heard. Like, I'm very open with her, as much as I feel comfortable being. And I allow her to be very open with me. She's always like asking me questions, and I try my best to answer them and not shut her down when she has a question. I'm very like, I'm instilling like a lot of confidence in her. So I speak life into her. I make her feel really good, even if she doesn't feel the greatest because of whatever, life is happening or however she's feeling or whatever. I still like try to make her feel like loved and heard and seen, or like she's like she's a big deal.
Okay.
I feel like I've created a space where she's expressive of what she needs. Like, I don't know. She's just very comfortable. I feel like you can always tell. I feel like kids' behaviors reflect what they need and what they want, what they're not getting, maybe the lack in certain areas. And I feel like the fact that she's so happy, this fact that she talks so damn much, the fact that she's very inquisitive, the fact that she's very confident, and her, just how she shows up is making me feel like I'm doing a good job. So I ain't got my shit all the way together, but I feel like she's already 10 steps ahead of where I was and how I felt about myself at that time. So,
period. Pat on the back, mom. Period. Yeah, and I want to speak to that again too. Just piggyback off of that. Heavy on the like reflection. Like, I know I'm doing a good job based on what he's putting out and what other people say. It's like,
let me tell you something. If I walk past Makai's room and I don't hear nothing, it's because he's asleep.
Oh,
that boy, that person
laughing loud,
laughing,
talking
screaming,
himself.
talking to himself, he's having a great time. He's comfortable. That's how you know.
And he gonna say hi to you 5 million times. And he could have seen you 2 minutes ago. It's like, CJ, hi, mommy. Hi.
He loves you.
Yeah, so that definitely makes you feel like you're doing something right. Because kids that are depressed and sad, you can tell.
Yeah,
so,
I know.
We got some happy kids.
We do have happy kids.
Thank you, God.
Thank you, God. I'm happy that my baby's happy.
Me too. I'm happy I only got one baby to focus on. No shade to anybody else that with a bunch of kids. Because honestly, I love y'all's kids. Y'all's kids is cute.
Can we talk about it for 1 second?
Cute.
Can we talk about it for 1 second? Can we talk about something for 1 second?
Let's talk about it.
Fuck it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I don't even know where you're going with this.
Why everybody keep having babies?
Now here's what.
Hold on, wait. Let me rephrase my question before you about to go in.
I was gonna rephrase it for you. Why y'all keep having babies in a stylish way? It feels stylish. It feels gimmicky. Like, it feels like faddish. It feels
like I'm pregnant again, y'all.
Like, I'm about to have me another one while you bullshitting. Like, wait.
Baby number 6 in his 2-bedroom apartment. It's cool if that's what you want to do, but it's like, why are you setting yourself up and these kids up for possibly like not being able to really flourish the best that they can?
And again,
I don't know if that's I'm trying to
specifically against anybody. We don't care, but at the same time, just for conversation's sake, like, yeah, real shit. That shit's hard as a bitch. Please weigh in the comments, please. If you're just like having baby after baby.
Damn. I'm trying to be fair, and I'm trying to think before I even continue what I'm about to say.
I feel like everybody has an opinion.
I'm not trying to be like politically correct or whatever. Yeah, I'm just trying to be fair, right? Because some people love kids. Some people enjoy being able to make those deposits into the world. So
that's true, but I mean, yeah, okay, that's true.
Like, I don't know. It's tricky for me.
It is tricky. I feel like you want to know what?
I'm trying to be fair.
You know how we can do that? You know how we can be fair? To each their own.
Yeah.
More power to you if it works for you. Only you know if you're doing your due diligence and you're going to, put your all in and making sure you build up a good person in society and whatever. But like just speaking, like considering all the things that we just said, having babies after babies after babies after babies, it starts to be, even if you're like Nick Cannon and you're a celebrity and you're rich, it becomes a little like, wait, are you sure you're gonna be able to give these babies everything they deserve?
That they need.
Everything that they need and deserve is kind of like
that they deserve the attention that they want. It's hard, especially if your circumstances are not even Nick Cannon, and Nick Cannon is Nick Cannon.
Yeah,
I don't feel like he's able to.
People do have babies because they're cute, though. Honestly, it's like
because
he gonna be mad cute, man.
I feel like, oh God, I really, I'd be trying not to do it. Maybe this is just a theory, and this is not anything negative. I feel like I'm gonna get dragged for this. Fuck it, whatever. I feel like some people, I'm not even gonna say women, some people feel the most, what's the word? You know where I'm going with this. They feel the most adequate, powerful, adequate, deserving. They feel like
the absolute best when they're pregnant and when they're with child.
Best when they're like having a baby or creating a child or creating
like their purpose. They have
that's their
purposeful.
Purpose.
Yeah,
and
not all,
but I feel like that might be the case in some cases.
We definitely know of some people.
I don't like that for
Remember
people.
That girl on your Facebook?
Yeah.
That's who I'm thinking about right now. Like,
you have more of a purpose in life to just
like she makes me feel like she doesn't she makes me feel like pregnancies are a project to her, like a new project.
Yeah.
As opposed to like a life.
Somebody gives me that energy.
Like,
and she gives me that energy, the person we're talking about, and it's like, I wonder what. It's like, I don't know. I don't want to speak on it like it's such a negative thing. That's exactly, what you feel like your purpose is. More power to you. But in my mind, it's like, I don't know. I just want to encourage people not to feel like that's like your only purpose or your only means of creation, of contributions, of success, of love is to, and then you're in these situations where you're having these babies and then you're left to really be the primary caretaker of now 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 babies that you can only give so much love to. It's kind of impossible for you to, I feel like, give everything that they need and that they want and desire when you have so many and it's just you. There's gonna be some type of, so it's like, I personally, and this is no shade to anybody who has multiple kids or they feel whatever.
And I wanted 4 kids. That's the crazy part. I used to want 4 kids. I personally
feel like I wouldn't be able to provide everything that I would want to, and that sucks. And that's a big reason why it's like I don't want to have more kids if they're not going to be able to be showered with everything and be the healthiest. I want to be able to give them everything that I possibly can, and I feel like it's going to be very
pulling teeth trying to make it work over here, and
and that's not fair to somebody's life agree. And setting them up for.
So this don't apply to everybody, but it definitely applies to some of y'all.
Damn, that's a really touch.
Anyway, anywho,
we can wrap up the shop talk.
So last segment,
the chokehold, second to last segment.
Yeah, well, second to last segment is the chokehold, which is usually just like something that has us in the chokehold that's like from, before times. And this week we're gonna talk about D'Angelo's Brown Sugar album.
Let me tell you something.
I'm sure we've mentioned this before. We have
D'Angelo's Brown Sugar album. That makes me feel like
the instruments, the vocals, the samples, everything. Like
it brings me so much peace.
It really
and makes me feel like so like squishy on the inside.
I love it. I love it. That
this
album.
black man. First of all, I remember being young and just seeing like, I don't know, like that genre. Like it's like cruising music video. He had on like a little like polo sweater or something with these cornrows. This black man just singing and he just gives this. He like reflects this soft energy that I love. Not from him, like he's a soft man, but it's masculine, but he just reflects something so like light that I never really felt like he's one of those men that I feel like growing up, I didn't always see examples of that. He felt so light to me.
Yeah, he does.
And I love that. He feels very light, but he also feels very black and masculine and like at the same time, but he feels so like
Joey Badass feels like that. Joey Badass gives me that same type of energy. Like he feels light, but he feels masculine as fuck and so black and like. I love you and I want us to be together.
I love you and I want us to be together.
Yeah. Shout outs to D'Angelo.
Damn, what's your favorite song on the D'Angelo album?
Don't do that because you already know I don't do favorites. The whole damn album.
Don't pussy out.
I'll say, what do I always say is mine?
All right.
All right, yeah. But then it's like I also
too.
love Jones My Bones, but then I also love
Cruising. Oh, Cruising.
But All Right's my shit though.
All Right. Yeah. I think that might be my favorite of the album too. Damn. Shout out to D'Angelo. I want to go on tour. I be wanting people to go on tour.
I would love that. We need a neo soul concert.
I really want to see Jaheim on tour. And I want to see D'Angelo on tour. It's never gonna happen.
He doesn't seem like he's tour worthy right at this time.
Tour worthy?
I'm sorry.
You're a fucking bitch.
I mean, the last I seen him, he wasn't looking too tour worthy.
He wasn't looking too tour worthy.
But I don't know.
But shout out to him.
And shout out to Ja.
I love Jaheim. Anyway, so we're gonna end off our show as we usually do with a tip on how to live a fuck-free life. Because motherfuckers ain't about to play with you. Don't let motherfuckers play with you. Our tip. I'm sorry, because you know where I was going with this. Our tip. If you don't like somebody's energy or somebody makes you feel just very like, I don't want to be bothered with you right now. But like, I also don't necessarily, it's not like completely fuck you, but like your energy is just like a bit much for me and not really aligned. There is absolutely nothing wrong with muting somebody. Mute them. Mute them social media. Mute that number. I don't want to be alerted. Messages. I don't want to be alerted when you hit me up.
Mute their story.
I don't want to see your story.
I don't want to surprise. I'm scrolling through and then you're next. No.
I don't want to watch your story.
What's the problem?
It's not that serious for me.
It's not enough for me to unfollow you. Like I might unmute you next time if you're not getting on my nerves no more. But it's like whatever you need to do to keep yourself.
Honestly, if I'm keeping it a buck, somebody who I was cool with before got like mad at me because I muted her.
Which, by the way, she wouldn't really know for sure that you muted her. She assumed that you muted her because you weren't watching her story.
And it's like I feel like a lot of the shit you were posting,
I don't want to see it. It didn't align with me. You're still my friend.
It didn't align with me.
But I don't want to see your page.
I felt like some of it was a little bit hypocritical. It might have been a little cat. I wasn't really feeling where you was at that time. So it's just like, I wasn't like fuck you. So, and it's like we was also going through a really rough patch. I don't want to be tuning into your story and in your life. I kind of want like a break from you, and I don't see anything wrong. Let me tell you something. If y'all want a break from me, the young Black Aunties, y'all don't want to unfollow us, mute us. Feel free. Unfollow me. Do whatever makes you feel happy.
Again. Whatever you gotta do.
To each his own. But that's an act of self-care. It's muting a motherfucker.
I agree. And I would have to go ahead and say that.
And
muting
also
is better than blocking.
Messages, exactly. And you know how I feel about motherfucking blocking. Exactly. I love blocking people. I do it for sport. I need to have certain boundaries. And also, too, this is kind of petty, but like, there was somebody I was talking to and I was dating for a while. And we was really in like a rocky place. And I don't want to be like alerted and feeling like I have to like run to my phone every single time you text and call me. So I just love a good mute, and then you see a notification, and it was like 47 minutes ago and I didn't respond because I didn't see it. I was cooking chicken. I muted you, bitch.
Yeah.
I don't want you. I want to pick and choose when I want to deal with your energy.
Yeah.
And muting allows me to do that without being and really getting you the fuck out of here and getting you on the big B, big block list. I don't see anything wrong with it. I think it's an act of self-care.
I think that was a great tip.
Mute somebody. Please. Mute people. I've been muting the fuck out of people.
Bitch, I love a mute.
I love a mute.
I like a text message mute the best though.
The text one mute? Goes. The text. All you got to do is clack.
And it's like, yeah, you don't even know. It's like, yeah, there's been so many times it's like, mute. Anyways.
Go on about my business. And it's just like, I just happened to be in my phone. Several hours later, it's like, she had sex and me a paragraph. Please. I don't want that. I don't want to be alerted. Yeah. That's aggressive in my soft life right now. Busting through my motherfucking phone. And I'm in a delicate place in my life. I don't want you busting through my phone.
I agree.
I want there to be a mute.
That's why my phone's on Do Not Disturb all the time, because I don't want people busting through.
You know what mute gives?
What?
Mute gives the difference between somebody having access to lay their finger on your doorbell outside your door, and you have to like tie up the robe and wake up out of your bed. Who's at the door? Why are you ringing my bell at this time of the night? Versus you're going to wait out there until I open up the door.
Yeah.
You're going to wait out there. It's just like I come out. It's like, oh, how long have you been out here?
Yeah.
You're muted and you have to wait.
Because my doorbell's inside.
You have to wait.
My doorbell's inside of another little screen door that has a lock on it, so you couldn't even ring the bell.
That's the mute
button. You literally
button.
have to wait. You should never showed up.
And so now
calling.
when I open up my door and I see all of my, and I can come up to you and ask you what the fuck it is that you want when I'm ready.
Yeah.
You were muted, so you had to wait to be in my presence. It's like standing outside.
I didn't even know nobody was out here.
Standing outside with a little Samba bag. Oh, I didn't know you was out here. How are you? Is there anything that I can assist you with? What's going on? Yes, it's very swift. The mute button is going. Yeah, it aligns with my soft life right now.
I agree, totally.
My delicate. It's not even soft. This is delicacy. My delicacy.
Yeah.
Damn, are we done?
I think that's gonna conclude
this episode of Young Black Aunties. Please follow us.
Yes, Young Black Aunties on everything.
Young Black Aunties on everything. Share with your friends. Share with your aunties. We love y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in for another episode. And we'll see you again soon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.